YouTube, how are we? Welcome back to another video and episode 1 of the road to 24, which I have come to the decision that I'm gonna release solely on YouTube. I kind of sat down and came to the decision that I want to bring this entire new, very long series to YouTube and not the members site. After coming back to YouTube a couple of months ago, enjoying it again, feeling the love for it again, I just made the decision that I want to bring this series to YouTube. So what is it? What's it about? How long is this series going to last? That's what I'm going to dive into, and towards the end of this video we're going to kick it off with a push session. So what is the road to 24? The road to 24 is simply my goal of stepping on stage for the first time in a men's physique show in 2024. So this is something that I've dreamed of doing and has been the goal in the back of my mind since I was about 14 years old. And I'm now basically just not bullshitting, I'm doing it. 2024 is going to be the year, so I've got a very long bulk on the cards. I just finished my cut where I came out in the best shape of my life, but also not in any kind of crazy shape. The goal was to simply just drop enough body fat for it to be appropriate to go back into a bulk. And essentially what will happen is over the next 2 years I will bulk by myself. And then around about 2023, I will still be bulking, but I will also begin to work alongside of whoever I choose to be my coach, ready to cut down, depending on timing, in 2024, to step on stage for the first time. And like I say, this is something, bodybuilding has been a passion ever since I started in 2014. Have I dedicated a lot of my life to it? Yes. Did I take it seriously for all of that time? No, obviously, based on my physique. But this is it now. I'm cutting the shit. It's time to level up and step on stage in 2024. And the idea is to be a big part of history. It's obviously going to not necessarily be controversial, but it's obviously a big thing, to step on stage as a trans guy. There's going to be a lot of hurdles along the way. I already know that for a fact. But I'm ready for it. This is what I've wanted. I've faced a lot of hurdles in my life, so a few more isn't going to hurt, So what will this series be? It will literally be fly on the wall to a certain extent. Obviously, I don't have a videographer right now, so obviously I will be filming the videos myself, but there'll be a lot of sort of, obviously, training sessions, going through my training, going through my food, and just following me around day to day, really. As I said, when I made my return back to YouTube, I can't put out a video a week. I run 2 businesses. It's just not something that I can commit to. So hopefully you guys understand that. But as I said, I will stick to my promise of there being 1 to 2 videos per month. Not all of the videos from now on will be the road to 24. There will be some videos that aren't a part of that series. But obviously this is going to be a very long series because it's literally going to last up to that show. So it's going to be crazy for me to be able to look back and watch this and see how far I've come. In order to get the most from this series, and of course this is going to sound like a massive plug, and I suppose to a certain extent it is, But in order to get the most from this series, you are also going to want to follow my Instagram at Sandman's Lifestyle as well, just because, like I say, I'm only going to be posting on here 1 to 2 times a month. So if you want to see literally every day of my life, the best thing to do is follow me on Instagram. And you can also see, you know, more training stuff, more insight into things there. You can see my current standings with my physique as it is right now. So yeah, give me a follow on there if you want to get even more of an insight into what I'm going to be doing over the next few years. So without further ado, like I say, welcome to the road to 24. I'm very, very excited, and like I say, today we're going to kick it off with a push session. I really want this to be very raw. I've actually already invested into this series. If you followed me for years and years, you'll know that I've been on YouTube since about 2016 or something. You know, I was on it as a child, essentially. And I've only ever really used it just to have fun with. You know, you can see that by my subscriber count. I'm not some huge channel that's earning loads and loads of money from this. I just generally enjoy content creating. And I've actually only ever taken 2 paychecks from YouTube. I took one a few months after I quit YouTube, and I actually took my second one the other day, and I've actually reinvested that money. I've bought a Rode mic so that I can film raw clips within the studio so that the quality's better, and so you guys can hear what I'm saying, talking to you as I'm going through the workout, because I want a lot of this to be raw clips. I'm not a videographer. I'm terrible at creating like cool edits. At some point I might rope someone in to maybe help me with some of those every now and again. But the majority of this series is going to just be raw clips, going over my exercise selection. If you know me, you'll know that I'm into my exercise mechanics, my biomechanics, so what I do is very much based around that. And I'll just be taking you all through my training. So without further ado, like I say, welcome to the road to 24. I'm very, very excited to go on this journey and show you all the process. Hopefully there'll be a lot of positivity. There's going to be some ups and downs along the way, I'm sure of it. But let's get into today's session.
Okay, I really hope you can all hear me. Got the new mic on. So this is the period where we get this in the game. Thinking about the session. Every session matters, you know. Everything's got to be 100%, so spend this time not only increasing heart rate, increasing the core temperature, but thinking about the session, thinking about what I want to achieve, and thinking about my goals. And to some people that might sound like a lot, but you know, like I say, every session matters. So just as a bit of a run through of what we're doing today, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exercises to get through. Everything near enough is actually only 1 set for today, because today is the first week of a new training block. So we just go in with 1 set to begin with. Next week we're back up to full volume, near enough. 15 grams of EAAs, 5 grams of creatine. Ready to go. Okay, we've got a few warm-up exercises to do first. Whenever I do warm-ups, I'm thinking about joints, not muscles. So we're working all of the joints for today's push session. So we're thinking about elbows and we're thinking about the shoulder joint. time for exercise number 1. So we'll set this up, I'll run through why I'm using this exercise, we'll do some warm-up sets, and then it's into the first working set of the day. This exercise, seated cable chest press. Personally, this is my favorite chest exercise. We're going in with any chest-based session. I'll typically follow like a 3-part rule. So we want some form of a converging press first, where we're bringing our hands closer together as we push through the movement. We'll then go in with some kind of a fly, and then we'll do a parallel press where the hands are staying in the same position throughout the movement. So this is the converging press first. So with this movement, not only are we looking to create a converging path where our hands are coming closer together, we're also looking to create an upward arc. So you'll see that I've set the pulleys up below shoulder height so that we're able to go through the path of motion that the chest is going to want to naturally go through, which is to arc up. We're in for another warm-up set here. That first set was super light, so it's going for a 10 rep on that. From now on, well, with this one I think I'll just do 5 reps, and then we'll do a couple more warm-up sets working up to that top set, probably with 3 reps on each set up to that point. So we are getting a little bit closer now to that top set. Just like I said, we'll do 3 reps on this next warm-up set. Okay, last warm-up set. Okay, only working set on this for the day, about to go down. Last time I did this, I believe I got 10.5 reps. So we're looking to beat that this time. Let's go, lightweight, let's go. Let's go, come on. One more, let's go. Come on, one more, let's go. Keep driving. Okay, on to the second exercise. We're going to go in with a fly now. We're going to do a Costal Base Fly. Setting it up Again, just slightly below shoulder height, but we're not using cuffs for this, we're using the D handles. I've got a cuffed clavicular fly on my second push session of the week, so I'll be doing that on Saturday. One thing you may or maybe not, I don't know if you'll be able to kind of tell from the video, is how much rest time I take between sets. I'm a big believer, if you're training with the correct level of intensity, you should be able to take as long of a rest as you need. If you're training, if your goal is hypertrophy, and you're looking to get the most from each set, don't time your rest periods. Don't say, right, I'm gonna have 2 minutes rest. Because if I was to rest for just 2 minutes between each set, I wouldn't get anywhere near as much out of each set as I could. If you're training with the right level of intensity, don't be afraid to take longer rest periods. If it means that you can get more out of your next set, it's worth every minute. At least one more, at least one more. Drive. Okay. First delt focused exercise of the day. Actually, I think it might be the only delt focused exercise for today. In fact, it is. So we're going to go in with a lying cuffed dual lateral raise. Obviously, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see it in a second. This is a great exercise. Using my 1MR cuffs, Mr. Josh Bridgman. The reason this is such a great exercise is because it matches up the strength and resistance profiles really well. So as you bring your delt out to the side, you're getting weaker, that delt is getting weaker. But with the majority of exercises, so like a dumbbell lateral raise, the further you bring your arm out to the side, the weight's getting heavier because it's so far from the axis of rotation, so the joint, so the shoulder. So if you clocked on there, that means that the two profiles aren't matching up. So you're getting weaker, but that weight's getting heavier, which is why a lot of the time you see people throwing the weight around on dumbbell side raises. If we transfer that over to the cable machine, we use crossbody dual raises. As we get weaker, the line of force, the cable is getting closer to the joint, which means we're creating a drop off. So put very simply, it's an optimal movement in the sense of matching up those two profiles, because as you get weaker, the weight drops off, it gets lighter. As you get stronger, the weight gets heavier. So I'll run you through that one now. So because I've got tiny little baby wrists, I'm going to keep my wrist wraps on just so that they give a little bit of bulk to the cuffs so that they don't slide about. Again, just going to go in with a little bit of a warm-up set here, just to get a bit of feeling for the movement. See how it's all feeling. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. 16, come on. You got more, let's push. Okay, so that was a really good example of the mentality shift. You know, I had my set there planned, wanted to get between 12 to 15 reps. Last time I did that set, I got 13, so I was looking to beat it, get at least 14. As you saw there, I managed to squeeze out even more than 15 reps. Previously, there probably been a part of me that was like, well, I've hit 15 reps now, I've done what I needed to, but it's like, take that shit to failure. Why stop? You're on a roll, keep going, take it to failure, think about the goal, don't stop. Again, this is a really good example of switching over an exercise to a different bit of kit and it making the whole world of difference. So I'm about to do single arm cable skull crushers. We're going to move on to some arm work now. That's the biggest focus for this off season. I'm going to call it an off season now because I'm looking to compete, so I feel like I'm going to call it an off season. But the arms have got to come up. The arms have got to improve big time. But back to this exercise. So switching this over to a cable machine is going to make the world of difference to this exercise because we're once again able to match up those profiles. If you use a dumbbell for a skull crusher, you're going from strong to weak, but the weight's going from light to heavy. So it's not matching up. Whereas if we switch it over to the cable machine, because that line of force changes, the line of force is now moving from the dumbbells, so going straight through the dumbbells, to going through the cable on the cable machine, it changes what's known as the line of force, which changes up the profile, which means that as we get weaker, the weight's going to drop off, meaning that we're just going to create such more of an optimal profile. And I apologize now if you're more of a visual learner, and me saying that is not kind of sinking in. Again, that's actually another reason to follow me on Instagram, because typically I'll go through these kind of things and I'll draw them out, I'll draw the lines onto the exercises so that you can see them. So it's another reason to plug my Instagram if you're interested in learning more about this stuff. If you're not interested in learning more about it, you just want to get a good workout in, switch your skull crushers over from dumbbells to cables. There you go. Those last 3 reps on that set were all assisted. So I assisted the concentric phase, and then I really made sure that I was taking full control and slowing down the eccentric, so that lowering portion. That's not necessarily a problem. It's just really important that I write that in the logbook. So I've written the weight, but then in brackets I've put +3 assisted. So I know that next time I go in an ideal world, in order to continuously progress this, I want to make sure that next time I only do 2 assisted until we work up to having none of them assisted. Okay, we're going to do 2 sets of biceps. On a push day? Yes. So this is what I mean about increasing arm volume. I'm essentially training arms near enough every training day now, just because they're able to recover and they need the work. So why not? Reason for 2 sets, obviously everything else has had one set today. The reason for 2 sets, I've already trained biceps this week, so they're already back on the program, feeling good, recovering well, so I can get my normal working sets in for this exercise. Everything else will be up to 2 sets next week. Okay, we've made it to the home stretch, guys. Last exercise of the day, push-ups. So finishing, like I say, with that parallel press. Obviously, my hands are going to be finishing in exactly the same position that they started in. So we get that in last. I'm going to add a band to this, just because if I just do normal push-ups, I'll be here all day, because I'll just not fatigue. So if I add this band in, it'll help. Done. Episode 1 ticked off. If you made it this far, please drop a like on this video. If you made it this far, comment chest. Let's comment the word chest down below if you made it this far. Thank you as always for the support. Hopefully this mic made this video just a little bit better, a little bit more fly on the wall, so I can have a conversation with you all without having to be like right up close to the camera. This is the start of a very, very long journey. So if you're interested, if you want to follow along, please subscribe. Tell your nan, she'll probably like it as well. Yeah, as always, I'll see you lot in the next one.